Hello, and welcome to the first episode of my playthrough of Dark Cloud. This is Hokius, for those of you who didn't figure that out already. And this is one of my favorite RPGs. Set that to speedy. Sure. That's all good. So yeah, this, well, let's get into it, and then we'll talk more about it. A book was found in some old ruins. There's no dialogue in this game, at least spoken dialogue, so I'll end up doing a lot of reading. All the scholars who decoded it puzzled over the mystery of the book. A world with 2 moons illuminating the sky. The many dazzling adventures of a young boy. But whether or not this is a true story, do you believe in the story woven in the book? Maybe it's a fantasy that existed only in a boy's heart. Let me tell you this story this ancient book tells of. A magical and magnificent fairy tale. And the hero of this wondrous tale, whose name is... So his default name is Toan, or Toan. Toan, I guess it would be pronounced probably if it was written in Japanese, phonetically. Since everything is written instead of spoken, there's no reason not to put my own name in here. So that's what we'll do. A boy from Naroon. The Dark Shrine. I love this music. Now try to imagine this. Oh, hang on. You've gathered quite a few of them. I had a hard time finding dancers with the right qualifications. Look at them. Their dance of blood. Mixing the blood of witches with that of humans is the key to breaking the seal. However, I do have some problems. In order to procure good material, you do need adequate... I see. I'll pay you extra. That should solve your problem. Yes, sir. Thank you. So when will it happen? Very soon, sir. Let us enjoy the ceremony until it is time. Now, imagine you're me when I first played this game. This is a PS2 game originally. And you've only ever played original Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES. These graphics blew my mind back in the day. It was probably 2001 or 2002. This game came out in 2001 in America. It was probably not long after that that I actually got to play this for the first time. This is the first JRPG I ever played, and along with Kingdom Hearts, which I'm sure you'll hear more about me from later, really formed my opinion of what a video game should be. Flag, sir, do you know the legend of the Dark Genie sealed in the urn? Of course. How much money do you think I put into acquiring this urn? I've been waiting for this for years, and now it's legendary. I didn't quite get there in time. That's okay. You get the idea. 400 years ago, the Genie of Darkness appeared in the East with its evil power. The world was burnt away. What do you intend to do with such frightening power in your hands? You'll see. These dancers knew what they were doing, and they're just hired because they're good dancers, right? That's all they knew. So now is the time. Yes, sir, so it seems. That's a big... What? This is the Genie? Well, it's quite different than I imagined. The Ancient Dark Genie. This is it. Hey, who are you guys? Welcome back, Genie of Darkness. I broke the seal and released you. Therefore, I am your master. Oh, is that right? Whatever. Fine. Yes, that's right. I haven't eaten for 400 years. Darn. I have to eat something. I need food. Food. Got you. Huh? Stop it! Help! Delicious. Hi, how are you today? Hokius, it's already started. Come on, let's go. Hokius, it's already started. Come on, let's go. See, I told you should have hurried. Come on, we're late. I'm a staff member this year, so I have to go. Sorry. Oh, she left you. Hokius, hurry up. Look at him chug that soup. Ta-da! You know, I think that's the same dance they were doing in the temple. That's probably a terrible idea. Of course, that guy is not doing it. He's like, I gotta flex. I don't gotta dance. I gotta flex. And then the graceful but chubby dude. Two moons? I feel like I should be playing Exo's Wolf right now. Look at the insects squirm about. Start there. Oh no! Hokius! That's not gonna work, man. Hi there. Can you hear me? Open your eyes. Wake up. Hey! Huh? Ahem. I am the Fairy King. I'm the entity that unites all of nature's spirits. Listen well, young one. Something bad has happened. Men blinded by greed have revived the Dark Genie. This Dark Genie is terribly powerful. Its power is so great that it could destroy the entire world. You saw it, your own village being destroyed right before your eyes. Not just your village. In a flash, many villages and towns were destroyed. In one night, half of your world was annihilated. It must be the men from the east that performed this resurrection ceremony, probably thinking to use its black demon power for war without realizing how frightening it is. It is darkness, pure darkness itself. Long ago, this so-called Dark Genie almost destroyed the entire world. Its malevolence is that great. The bad thing is that it has the same type of magical power as us, spirits. Unfortunately, we aren't powerful enough to destroy it. Young man, I see that you have a strong will that could withstand the evil power, and also a clear, kind heart. You might be able to fight against the darkness it generates. I decided to stake our fate on you. Let me bless you with power. There! Surprised? That's called Adlamilia. It's a stone with magical power. Oh, don't look that way, boy. I'll explain now. It might get too bright for your eyes for a moment. Do you know where this is? This is no simple empty lot. This was your village. But do not lose heart. As long as you have that stone, you can return it to its original form. You see, just before the village was destroyed by that genie, I saved the buildings and people by sealing them into spheres called Atla. It seems these Atla were scattered all around by its tremendous magic power. They were probably blown to different places around the world. It probably thinks everything is destroyed. You must restore the world before it realizes what happened. Absorb that which I sealed in Atla, using that Atlamilia, and bring them back. Then you'll be able to restore the world to its original form. You may even be able to create an even better world than before. You don't seem to understand anything I'm saying. Oh well, I'll give you another lesson when you acquire Samatla. So long! He's a helpful old dude, isn't he? Hey, look, it's a butterfly. It was a weird kind of cut jump thing. Hokius, can you hear them? You should be able to hear them. Voices of the wind, voices of the trees, voices of the animals, and the voices of the earth. They are all calling for your help. Hokius, you will probably meet and say goodbye to many people. In talking to these people, you may receive clues to defeating the darkness. Look for them. Now, Hokius, your adventure will begin. First, go to the village chief's house. He'll show you where to go next. Naroon Village. So, I can see now, of course, what is this, 16 years later, 17 years later, that we're dealing with a very generic kind of story. There's an evil villain who's unlocked an evil magical power because he wants to destroy the world. And only a young teenage boy can save us. But at the time, when I was a young teenage boy, it seemed incredibly cool. And you know, like I said, the whole graphics thing, I literally jumped from the NES to the PS2. This was the first PS2 game I played. It was supposed to be a launch title on the PS2. I was doing a little bit of research before we got here. Hang on a sec. Got some dialogue. Ah, Hokius, you are alive. Seems like we're the only ones in the village that survived. We never dreamt this had happened. One night and our village is gone. Can you believe this, Hokius? I feel so helpless. I, the mayor of the village, can't do anything about it. What am I supposed to do now? I guess the only thing we can do is to get help from the guardian of the Naroon village, Dran. Dran will not abandon us. He'll help us for sure. I have a favor to ask, Hokius. Go to the Divine Beast Cave and tell Dran what happened. Divine Beast Cave is the cave outside towards your right-hand side. You've probably seen it before. I may be imagining things, but I sense something has changed about the cave. Be careful. This is the cave key. I put the things you might need in your bag for you. Don't get carried away. If you get in trouble in there, come back here. I'll get you more supplies. Good luck. So this was supposed to be a launch title for the PS2. As we explore around here. I don't think there's anything to find right now. Pretty sure there will be later, but not now. So we're just exploring to explore. Supposed to be a launch title. It ended up getting delayed into December for Japan, and it came out in May 2001 in the US. As you can see, these are, even for the PS2, these graphics are a little bit on the side. And that is, of course, because it was so early in the life cycle. And as you can tell, there's no voice acting whatsoever. Now our only hope is Dran. Dran has always watched over us. I'm sure Dran has watched us this time too, and will help us. But really, this time even Dran's windmill, where Dran's magic power dwells, is destroyed. So that's an important thing to keep in mind, is we're gonna need that windmill, I guess. Of course, how we'll get the windmill, who knows? So let's see, there's a gate out of the city, town, out of the plain in the middle of a depression here, a strangely square depression. I'll pause. This will give us, see, it's pretty square here. Pretty square for a natural formation. As far as I know, it is supposed to be taken as natural. So this is the cave. This is the door to the cave. Adventure Day 1, dusk. Time passes in this game. That was a huge deal when this game came out, is dynamic passage of time. And it does play a role in the game, as we'll see later. A big keyhole. Use item with square. So let's see. I've got some tasty water, some bread, some repair powder, some escape powder, and an antidote drink. So we'll use a cave key, and that will let us in here. The Divine Beast Cave. Looks like basement 1 is the first floor we can go on. And I think that means there's 8 Atla, which we'll get to when the Fairy King shows up again. And I'm not sure what the thing over there is. It looks like I don't know if that's an angel or a demon or what that symbol is, but I guess we'll find out. Ta-da! Ready for adventuring! Ah, it's the Fairy King. It's for real this time, Hokius. From here on, you will be put to the true test. First, conquer this wretched Divine Beast Cave and find Dran's lair. That's your first goal. Since you're a beginner, I'll give you a lesson on how to fight in the dungeon. First, to advance to the next floor in a dungeon, acquire a gate key for the door leading to the next floor. Each dungeon has a different gate key. For the Divine Beast Cave, Dran's Crest will be the gate key. The gate key is almost always carried by a monster in the dungeon. You must defeat the monsters to acquire the gate key. Since you can't tell which one has the key, you'll just have to defeat them all one by one. Next, I'll tell you about how to return to the ground level, rather than advancing to the floor below. To return to ground level, mind connect with me. In other words, speak with your mind. When you do this, I will transport your body to ground level. Just select Leave Dungeon from the main menu. But be aware, if there are monsters left on the floor, the Mind Connect won't work. It will be blocked by their evil energies. In such cases, use the item Escape Powder to get out on your own. The Naroon Village Chief has lots of it, so be sure to get it before you go. You can also Mind Connect with me when you go through the gate to the next floor of a dungeon. When you re-enter the dungeon, you can start at the next new level, so you don't have to worry about losing progress. Now it's on to weapons. Be aware that weapons are breakable. The more you use a weapon, the more it wears, and finally it breaks. Broken weapons will disappear. To prevent weapons from breaking, use the item Repair Powder. It will restore their WHP, weapon health power, I guess. The longer you use a weapon by repairing it, the more magic it absorbs from monsters and thus becomes stronger. It's said that when a weapon reaches its full strength, it can change to a more powerful form. Keep that in mind. Oh, I cast a special spell on that dagger you have on you, so it'll never disappear. But all the new weapons you will get during the quest will disappear once they break, so be careful. Don't waste your hard work by letting a weapon break and disappear. Finally, the important stuff, the sphere, Atla, where I protected and sealed the fragments of the world. If you see an Atla, don't hesitate to touch it. You can absorb the contents of an Atla into Atlamilia by touching it. When you return to the surface, you will be able to begin reassembling these fragments of the world. Whoops! Today's lesson ran a little long. That's it for the lecture today. Now, Hokius, show me your true ability on this quest. He's like, whoa, what the heck, man? Alright, so X is attack. Square doesn't seem to do anything. Triangle, circle don't seem to do anything. Oh, triangle brings up this menu where I can use items. Weapon. All I've got now, I think, is a dagger. Yeah. Allies. I don't have any allies right now, but apparently I can get 5 more. Diorama parts. I don't have any. I can leave the dungeon if I use an escape powder. I don't want to do that. And here's the options once again. Alright, so got a little mini map. It's gonna be like a dungeon exploring, like you've seen probably in lots of other RPGs. Oh, there's a skeleton with a shield. Aha! We have succeeded! Oh, there's another enemy. I think there must be a way to lock on, but I don't know what it is, so it's gonna be an adventure. Trees acquired. And that's our first Atla. There's a lamp. I can't remember if these levels are randomly generated or not. Need the seal to get through there. Oh, there's a bat and another skeleton soldier. Oh, not that button. If there's a way to lock on, I don't know what it is. So we're just gonna have to deal with the flailing randomly right now. Magical crystal acquired. Ah, the magical crystal. You can see in the top right corner, that is an item that comes with the floor. The other one is pretty obviously, I don't think it's a spoiler to tell you this, is a map. And so the magical crystal will tell you where every enemy, treasure chest, Atla, everything of interest in the dungeon is. Fence acquired. And then the map will actually, you know, lay it out for you. Ah! And my weapon is already down to 27 health. Weapon HP. Macho's house. That wouldn't be the flexing dude, would it? Bet it would be. Alright, so I think yellow door means this goes down to the next level. What is this door? I think I need a key. There's a bone-shaped keyhole. You need a skeleton key to open that door. And I think that'll drop off one of these enemies. Claude's house. Oh, jeez. That dude's fast. Oh, dang. Alright. And these guys, already seeing some variety with the enemies. These guys run at you really fast and then run away. And a lot of the fighting in this game has to do with memorizing the attack sets of your opponents. So what do we got here? Treasure chest with an ice gem. That'll become important later. Appetite fish. Can I use the ice gem? Blizzard gemstone with freezing power causes ice-based damage. Yeah, so you can throw that at enemies, I guess. I think there's other uses for it too, but I may be mistaken on that one. It's been a long time since I played this game. So I first played this game probably 2001, 2002, as I was visiting my aunt, however you want to pronounce it, and one of her roommates had a PS2 and had this game. And that is where I played it for the first time. She only had a couple of games, and I've always been a huge gamer nerd, so I just played it because that's what was there. I think she had Crash Bandicoot. I tried to play that, and I've always been terrible at platformers. That was fine. Okay, so now you can see I'm getting the beeping noise, getting thirsty. Dagger is taking extreme damage. It will be broken if you don't do something. Alright, so as you can see up there, you got the water icon, you got the weapon health icon, so we're going to go ahead and drink some water. There you go. And I guess we will repair the weapon. I don't remember... Okay, so yeah, the gem isn't actually going to be used. What I was thinking of was something that goes in the attachments. So he said the dagger can't leave, but I think if it breaks, I still can't use it. And kind of need to. So I went ahead and used the repair powder. We can always leave the dungeon. Use the escape powder if we have to. Apparently the chief has plenty of that. So that's what we'll do if we have to, but hopefully we'll be able to at least complete one level before we have to go back. So yeah, so I played this game while I was visiting my aunt, and of course I was not able to finish it. I think I finished Naroon Village. There's several cities, towns, villages that you'll visit throughout the course of your adventure. There's the map, so now we know where everything is. There's not much left to this level. Go. Dagger's ADS is full. I can upgrade it. Okay. Upgrade. Level upgrade to Dagger +1. I wasn't able to... I don't know. I think it upgraded the damage. And I know there's more stuff you can do later with upgrading, but for now, that's all I could do is just a basic upgrade. I think the attachments come in later. There's the bone key. That'll let us get through that door. And a Mimi, which again will become important later. So I wasn't able to finish the game. I only got a small part of the way through, but I really, really enjoyed it. So a couple of years later, actually probably several years later, when did Kingdom Hearts come out? Because I beat this after I beat that. So sometime after Kingdom Hearts, I'll have to look that up later. I went back and bought this game again. Well, I bought it for the first time. So yeah, my dagger's doing more damage. Now there's the gate key, the Dran's Crest, that will let us get out of here. That's... There you go. And I was able to beat it. Soap. Soap is good, I guess. Tram oil. And it just so happens to be a tram over here. There is a tram with rusty wheels. So let's use the tram oil. I actually don't remember what happens here. We'll take the tram. And so this was one of the first games I ever played, and I eventually got to go back and beat it, and it has been large in my mind my entire life. When I saw they were doing a remaster for the PS4, I knew I was going to buy that immediately. Ah, a secret room with a stronger enemy. You can tell he's stronger. Oh, I got some bread. Bread's good because he is yellow. He's glowing yellow, and he was taking less damage from my dagger attacks. A fire jet. An anti-curse amulet. What does an anti-curse amulet do? Is that a thing I can equip? I think I can equip that. We'll just do that for now. Oh, hey, there's a speed bar in the bottom left that tells you how far along you are in your weapon combo. I'm relearning this game. It's been probably at least a decade since I played this. Some ghosts, they don't look friendly. No, don't want to do that. There's a Yamich. He doesn't look friendly either. Let's just run around to them. Thunder acquired. I mean... Oh, and I'm running low on water. Getting thirsty. Do I have... I don't think I have any water. I don't think I can get any water. We'll just try to go really fast. And I got some bread, so I can eat that to fix my health, I think. That's how that works. Come on, get in the chest. Turquoise. This is where you get really good gems, is usually in the trans, now that I'm remembering this as we go. So I'm thirsty, so you can see my health bar is going down. And some power-up powder, which I think can be used to instantly level up a weapon. So that's pretty cool. We'll hang on to that. Being thirsty is not taking my health down too fast. As long as I run past all these enemies, I think we should be okay. This game was a lot harder when I was younger and was not, especially when I was not used to the thumbstick controls. This game seemed a lot harder back then. The D-pad, that's how I control my active icon. I want to... Probably got to be square or circle is going to throw that stone at an enemy. So let's take the tram. And then we'll go open the gate and we'll use it to go back up to the main level. And hopefully the chief will have some more water or something for us. Oh, all the enemies respawn when you change rooms. I forgot about that. So if you feel like grinding some... Oh, you have to stop running to press triangle. That's important to know. Let's go ahead and eat some bread. I don't know how much... Does it tell you how much health it gives you? No, it just says it recovers your health a little bit. Soap releases from gooey conditions. Fish bait. And the Mimi is also fish bait. Yes, this is another RPG with fishing. Isn't that exciting? Oh, we got me. I hate the cave bats. They do that dive. There we go. Do you get experience? The weapon gets experience points in this game, not the character. That's right. So yeah, killing them does get the weapon experience points. Alright, so we'll use Dran's Crest. It's a key to the gate made by Dran to protect his own nest. So this probably shouldn't be pronounced wrong. Alright, and we will leave the dungeon temporarily because we are super thirsty. And the variety... Oh, hang on. Baba! What? He's always so confused. It's the very king again. Ha ha ha! Seems like you finally come back with some Atla. Very well then, I shall teach you as I promised. The pieces sealed inside Atla are released by touching the Atla with your left hand where the power of Atlamilia resides. Buildings and people that were sucked into the Atlamilia will be restored to their original form. Once you bring them back to the ground level, you can arrange them as you wish. By going back and forth between the dungeon and ground level, you can restore the earth to its original form. That's your mission as the one who was granted the power of Atlamilia. Now, let us move on. This may get a bit technical. If you want to place buildings, etc., press the select button while walking and go to edit mode. Press the select button again to return to walking mode. In edit mode, you can reassemble buildings that have fallen apart and place them on the ground. Seeing is believing. Try it yourself. Must be faster than listening to my lecture. Oh yes, and if you ever forget the things I teach you, use this. Manual acquired. It's a guide for using Atlamilia and other things. I wrote it for beginners, like you. Manual can be selected from the main menu. Read it really carefully. Okay, I'll leave this world's reconstruction to you. I'll be watching. So long! So yeah, the only complaint I really remember having with this game is the silent protagonist. And as I was thinking about this game before coming back to it, I was thinking that it was just because there was no talking. Because, you know, they didn't have the voice acting. They didn't think they could put the voice acting on the PS2. Or it hadn't occurred to them yet. But, no, he now that I've played it for a few minutes, I remember he don't talk at all, ever. Alright, so what do we got? We got Macho's house. We got Claude's house. We got a fence. We got Macho. I guess Macho's gonna go with Macho's house. Daily training makes for a muscular body, or a little powerhouse. We'll put Macho there. I think he goes there. And then Claude has a slot for a lamp, and Claude has a slot for a fence. So, for now, let's just put their house wherever. Eventually, we will want to pay attention to where we're putting houses. As the Fairy King said, we can make the world better. We can put everybody's houses where they want and rebuild them how they want. Oh, right, select. I was hitting the share button, so I got a screenshot. Cool. I was confused. So there's so this is one of the reasons you really want to rebuild all these houses as quickly as possible. Is there's items everywhere. Tasty water, that's gonna be important. Let's see, what do you got over here? I can go inside. Yes, this is going to be a long first episode. Just bear with me. And as you do things to improve the lives of the people who live in these homes, more chests will show up with more items. And you know, better items the more you do. And I'm pretty sure there's a bar at some point that tells you like how close you are to getting it 100% perfect. So this is Claude's house. You got anything interesting for me, Claude? Man, you got all kinds of food everywhere, but I can't pick any of it up. Claude appears to have nothing interesting inside his house or her house, their house. Let's see. As you can see, the translation, the localization is still not 100% perfect. They hadn't really gotten around to perfecting that here. Adventure Day 1 night. So time is still passing. I think time only passes when you're outside of the dungeon for some reason. But yeah. So, and I don't think it affects the dungeon, but I could be wrong. We'll find out later when I probably go into a dungeon at night. It's 3 times more powerful. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so localization is not, 100% perfect, of course. You can see they've already, in just that last dialogue with the Fairy King, they spelled Atlamilia 2 different ways. This looks to be no easy task. I put some items you'll be needing in your bag. Be careful, okay? So, for the first part of this game, you can go visit him as many infinite number of times, and he'll refill your bag with, if you don't have any, he'll give you some bread, he'll give you some tasty water, he'll give you an escape powder, he'll give you a repair powder, and he'll give you an antidote drink. So I can use this tasty water, because we is thirsty. Didn't I get a... That's escape powder. Didn't I get a... There it is, the power-up powder. Okay. So now I can talk to him again. And... voila! More water. So that's how you're going to do the first part of this game. And that will change later. And there is an inventory limit. You can see 14 out of 50 is what we got going on there. Oh, and we can organize. Oh, that's beautiful. It organizes automatically. That's gorgeous. We still only have the one weapon. We have a couple attachments, but we have no idea what to do with those. Is that in the manual? Let's find out real quick. Oh, you can keep sorting and it will sort differently. I don't know how to read the manual. Ah! He gave me this manual and I can't even read it. What if I swap it? Nope, can't swap it in there. I don't even know. Cool. So that's just going to take up a slot in our inventory. I'll have to Google that and see what I can find about that. But yeah, so that's the opening. That is the first level of the dungeon. That is our first attempt to rebuild the village of Naroon. And I think that's probably gonna, that's enough for one day, right? It's nighttime. Let's call it a day. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you're as excited to watch the rest of this Let's Play as I am to participate in it. And until then, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.